Hi everyone, I'm Black Magix. First and foremost, thanks for tuning in. This video is intended to help players brand new to Gray Zone Warfare that are just starting out or are looking to learn a little more about basic mechanics of the game. I myself am an experienced solo PvE player with over 150 hours in the game and have completed the final quest, Terminal Initiative, in both prior wipes leading up to this one. Currently, I play on the Mithras side, normally on the US Central servers, and while I don't claim to know everything about Gray Zone, my intent is to give you the tools and basic tactics to aid survival, and hopefully increase your enjoyment of the game. With that, if you are ever struggling with the game, I would offer to invite you to add me to your friends list and ask me any questions you may have in-game, or simply leave a comment on the video and I will try to respond in a timely manner. This video will cover the initial beginnings of getting into the game. We will cover topics including character creation, the factions of Lamang, stash management and tips to improve stash efficiency, and finally the various vendors and their functions. Upcoming episodes will include this trend, and we will cover the task and reputation system, covering concealment, AI, behavior, and other useful tools to make sure you have continued success. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you in Lamang. Character creation in Gray Zone is pretty straightforward. Currently, only male models are implemented into the game. You will start by choosing a face and skin color combination, your hairstyle, and your facial hair. I do urge you to put some thought into these decisions, as once they're set, the only way that you can change this is by completely wiping your character and starting over. After you've decided that, you can choose the apparel you start with. Apparel options include shirts, gloves, trousers, and boots, and are actually changeable once you unlock more as you continue to play. Once you've decided on a setup that you find appealing, clicking continue will allow you to choose your player faction. We'll get more into the different factions further into the next section, but for now, keep in mind that if you want to play with friends, you must be in the same faction to play together. Lastly, you will choose a name for your character and finally log in all the choices that you've selected so far and be brought to the main menu. From here on out, you'll be brought to the main menu whenever you start the game. This is where you'll choose your preferred game mode, the server region of your choice, and can deploy into that game mode. The two game modes are Warfare and Joint Operations. Warfare is the full damage-enabled PvEBP mode where you damage and can be damaged by other players, both hostile and friendly. In this game mode, your body is lootable by other players and engagements can happen anywhere on the map. Joint Operations is the PvE game mode where player-to-player damage is completely disabled, even for opposing factions. Your body is only lootable by you, provided you've only died once, but we'll get more onto this in a future section. Character progression and stash is actually shared across both modes, so you're free to choose either playstyle based on your preference and switch between them at will. Also on the screen is the Create Squad function to add players on your friends list to your squad, message people on your friends list, view and manage your friends list, change your in-game settings, quit the game, and finally read the latest news from Madfinger Games. First thing I recommend you do in Gray Zone is to sort your stash. Once loading into the game, open your messages and accept any items a vendor or Twitch drops may have given you. These items, along with any items you quick transfer, will be placed in the first slot they fit, starting at the top left corner, moving left to right, top to bottom. To help manage this more efficiently, there are a couple of buttons that will let you pack your stash or sort your stash. Packing will compress the stash, filling every available slot, while sorting spreads your stash out, grouping similar items together. Since there is no way to sort or pack items from the bottom of your stash, I recommend you sort your stash and manually sort items in the known places in your stash, leaving the top lines available for you to quick drop items, modify weapons, or have a general free area to work in. This is especially handy because as you're out in the field, you can accept quest rewards or quick transfer items into it while at a cop, and these items will be added to the top of your stash for you to sort through later. Some recommendations on managing stash space is that you can compress items into each other to a limit. Unlike Tarkov, you cannot compress similar items into each other. This means no endless supplies of backpacks. You can, however, place a helmet and contacts into an armored rig, then place the rig into a backpack and place a weapon in the bag itself. This allows you to store a loadout for quick access in the event something untimely happens to you. One method I utilize to help my own stash is that I treat stash space as a better luxury than money. If I can readily purchase an item in my stash from a vendor, I sell the duplicates with the idea that I can purchase it later if I need it. Similarly, if there's a weapon or item I don't intend to use, there is no reason for me to hang on to it. Sell it, claim the cash, don't clutter your squares. This is especially true for the lower editions of the game where the stash space is even tighter than what's displayed on the screen right now. Now that we have sorted our stash, let's familiarize ourselves with the map and the various locations. Zooming all the way out, we can see just how immense the map of Lamang really is. You will be exploring this initially on foot and unlocking different infiltration points known as landing zones. Once unlocked, landing zones can take you into and out of the area of operations and to any other destinations, including other landing zones. Depending on your faction, your starting area of the map will be different. This is the only fundamental difference between the factions. Crimson Shield has claimed the northwest section of the map, with Vangsa being their starting zone. Lamang Recovery Initiative has the northeast section, with Fa Leng being their initial starting area. And lastly, Mithras has claimed the south-central portion, with Nam Taven being the town for them. It's important to note that these three starting towns are mirror copies of one another, only changing in orientation. The layout is exactly the same between all three. Also on the map, we can see the status of any chopper that's currently in use and the ETA it's expected to be at its next destination. Helicopters move from at pickup with an ETA on when it will arrive to pick somebody up, at destination with an ETA on arrival to drop somebody off, then finally an available in status, letting the team know when it will be available for use. Each faction has a grand total of 4 helicopters to use for the entire team, so there may arise a situation where you need to wait on a chopper to be available before being able to request an exfil. In order to unlock new landing zones, you will need to manually run to their general location and acquire them for use. Since helicopters are faction-wide, you can also jump on friendly helicopters that are going to a particular LZ, even if it isn't the one you called in. All LZs are available to all factions, with the exception of the starting zones annotated Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. Lamang Recovery will use Alpha, Mithras will use Bravo, and Crimson Shield will utilize Charlie. These are the only LZs that are locked to a particular faction. Combat Operation Posts, or COPs for short, are smaller areas spread across the map where you can access your vendors and your stash. At these locations, you can hand in quest objectives, buy new items, manage your stash, and other operations previously only available in the forward operation base. As an added benefit, in the event you die, COPs also offer the ability to respawn there if your faction controls the COP. COPs have 3 states. Allied COPs are represented in blue and are available for your faction's use. Neutral are gray in color and need to be occupied before they can be utilized. Purple are hostile and need to be cleared, then captured in order to be made use of. Keep in mind that enemy players can respawn and hold these positions. The map screen also displays squad missions. These missions are represented by the blue circles with the letter S in them. These are squad-based missions that are time-limited and only available to the squad leader. Completion of these missions offer varying degrees of loot and experience. As of the time of recording, we're unsure how far the quests will take you as far as levels go. Maximum level is level 50, however it was unobtainable using only missions in the prior patches. We are hoping these latest patches and squad missions will help fulfill that stretch. In the bottom left-hand corner is the current weather. Weather cycles are brand new added to this patch and will change throughout the time of day. Time in Lamang is displayed by a 24-hour clock cycle shown at the top of the map. This clock is also visible on the left-hand side of your screen as you play without the map up. Each server region has their own time zone and certain quests can only be accomplished at certain times. Day and night also affects AI behavior. I'm unsure if weather currently affects AI, as more testing is needed to determine that. To deploy to the area of operations, you will need to select the destination you wish to travel to, then click the Call Transport button. If available, this will signal a helicopter to arrive at the closest landing zone to you with the intention to transport you to that particular location. Be careful. Helicopters can crush you, and that death does count towards your 1 death penalty if you're trying to get your body back. It is also worth noting that you can request a transport without being near an LZ. The game will automatically adjust the helicopter's arrival time to provide you plenty of time to get to the closest LZ with a nice cushioned overhead on top of that. This accounts for walking at a normal pace and not sprinting as well. Friendlies currently on the map are indicated by a blue square with an X. You can click on these to find out the player name, level for your own information. In PvP, it is vital to understand what friendlies are in the area, as engaging a friendly teammate in PvP will lead to consequences. Squad mates are the same icon but green in color instead. Lastly, you can establish one waypoint on the map by right-clicking and clicking the waypoint selection. You may only have one waypoint at a time, and squad mates can see waypoints that are set by other squad mates. It's worth noting a miniature version of the map is available in the field by pressing M. This can relay quick information about where you are and what waypoint you're going to, or what direction you need to travel in. To access the full version of the map, you can press Tab or hold M on the keyboard. This is also how you will extract from landing zones. Now that we understand the map, let's discuss the vendors. All players, regardless of faction, start with the same 3 vendors. Each vendor specializes in a particular type of item to sell or a weapons platform. Vendors are our main source of experience through tasks. Tasks award items, experience, and reputation for the vendors requesting it. We'll get more into the task system in the next episode. Outside of the starting 3 vendors, there are 4 unlockable vendors that you will obtain as you progress through the missions and level up. At the start of the game, all of your vendors will be at reputation level 1 and only offer you very basic items. As you purchase and sell items, you can obtain reputation for that vendor. Keep in mind that vendors will only buy certain items, so if you try to sell an item to a vendor and they won't take it, there is a chance that the vendor can't accept that item. You'll notice that the item is grayed out if you try to sell it to them. Another possibility is that the item is inside of a container, so you cannot sell the container itself. New to this patch was the reputation level rework, adding a 4th level to vendors. As you progress each vendor through their reputation, they will offer you better and stronger items, allowing you access to stronger armors, better weapon components, ammunition, and more. The first 3 vendors you'll have access to are Handshake, Gunny, and Lab Rat. Let's take an in-depth look at Handshake. Handshake is your main vendor for gear and equipable containers. He will primarily sell armor, armored rigs, backpacks, belts, helmets, and contacts for you. We will get more into armor quality in the next episode when we discuss loadouts and what numbers and letters mean on each armor type. Your first weapons vendor is Gunny. I like to say that Gunny primarily deals in NATO issue weapons, components, and ammunition. This is where you'll buy weapons such as the Glock, M9A1, M4A1, Colt 1911, and MP5, and other various weapons of similar usage. Ranking Gunny up will grant you access to further advanced parts, new weapons to include a few shotguns, and better ammunition for those weapon platforms. Lab Rat is your main source for consumables and restoratives. We'll discuss our player needs and stats in the next video, but just think of Lab Rat as the resident doctor. He's ready to hear where it hurts and has a cure for a price. Lab Rat starts off selling very limited use items, but will advance to offer much more advanced containers and multi-use restoratives. Lab Rat also offers snacks and drinks in case you get those mid-raid munchies. And with that, we'll draw this episode to a close. If you made it this far, I sincerely hope you got something from the video. If you found something wrong or helpful, do me a favor and let me know in the comments. In the next episode, we'll be discussing loadouts, armor statistics, player needs, and more. Stay tuned for our next episode.